Hi, good day everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Join me Sunday Talk with Iris New. Hi everyone. How are you doing? Today is Sunday. I hope you have a great Sunday. And if this is your first time tuning in live or watching my replay, my name is Iris. I'm a full-time working mother to three children living in Singapore. I'm originally from Malaysia and I live here for more than 13 years now. I'm a digital business owner and also a mentor to help people start an online business from scratch. So, today's topic, I would like to talk about a very important subject. A lot of people having this misconception of passive income. So, let me come up here, have a little chat with you about what is that an active income versus a passive income. Passive income is something that we all want to achieve, right? So, what can we do to earn a passive income? So, here, active income and passive income. What it is. Active income is the income that you earn by going to work so often that we get paid by hours. But I would rather say that you are paid by the value you bring into the company that you work for. You know, all of us, we have 24 hours. Some people, they earn like $10 per hour or $20 per hour. But some other people, they can earn as much as like $300 or $400 per hour. So if I go to work, I'm getting paid by the value bring into that company on that number of hours that I work for that company. So that is active income. Active income require you to spend your time for the income that you receive to commit to a certain working hours, just like 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day or whatever it is for you. We all know that we have to go to work to be able to earn a living. So this is what we call as an active income. Then there is another term called passive income. Passive income is the income that you earn by not directly committing your time to do it. So, the income that you earn by not going into work physically, not spending the number of hours doing certain work, but you still getting income into your account. So, by definition of it, we all want to earn a passive income, right? That is like one way for another. Do you agree with me? Because we all want to have a freedom of choice, right? And we want to free ourselves committing to a full-time job where you have to trade your days or hours to make a living. You want more time to spend doing other stuff that you want or love to do, like spending your time with your family, traveling, or doing something else that you want. So we want to achieve that passive income. But there is a lot of people having that misconception. I also see many people using the word passive income like a bait to attract people to do something. You know, I guess probably you hear a lot. So if you read a book, this called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, when you read that book, you will understand that there are different ways to make a living, different way to earn an income, not by just going to work. And that's a whole new mindset. When you understand that concept, so many opportunity is open up for you and you can start looking into how you can prepare yourself, how you can get a passive income one day, right? So passive income is not something that's going to happen to you by luck. It's not just that for you without you do anything. So if you think that you can join a business and get a passive income without doing that work, that is the misconception. Passive income require you to work really hard at the beginning, and when you reach to a certain stage, and when you reach to that stage, your hard work, your investment, or whatever it is that you put into preparing for it will pay the dividend that and that's what you can say that you start to earn a passive income. So passive income is everyone wants it. We want to earn an income without going to work. That's the whole idea of it. Do you agree with me? So that we can do whatever we love to do, right? So the question comes to here. How can we get the passive income? There are few ways and I can share with you a little bit about it. So if you're watching the video right now, please leave me a comment. Let me know where are you watching right now. I would love to see how global my business is. And perhaps one day we can connect or maybe we can meet up each other in person, right? So come to here, how can we earn a passive income? There are three ways. The first is called the paper asset. So paper asset is the kind of investment that you invest your money into stock, hedge fund, bond, or currency that they can earn you a profit. So that is one way of doing it. You can start by doing it at a very young age. If you are very financial savvy, you can start looking into the market, which company is going to develop, growing in the future, and you can put your money in. So this in a sense that you own a certain company, right? If you were lucky enough, for example, you bought a Facebook stock or Google stock 20 years ago, and perhaps today you are a billionaire. But the problem with the paper asset is, first, it require you to have a lot of cash. Of course, because you're buying a stock and you put money in, and that require you to put in a lot of cash. And number two, in nowadays the market is quite volatile, and it can be like up and down. And sometimes we can predict what's going on, and sometimes the market change in a way that we can't, and there's a risk in that kind of investment. You will be really lucky enough if the stock go up, but sometimes this has been proved through the financial crisis in year 2007 to 2010, that time, that many people lose their asset, jobs, and money through that financial crisis because the stock just dropped overnight. You can lose thousands of dollars overnight. So in this kind of investment, they are short term and long term. So if you really want to buy, example, if you want to buy a blue chip stock, you need to wait for at least 3 years or 5 years or 10 years or probably even 20 years to wait for the value to go up. You can then cash out and earn the interest if you put it in a bank. So that is the first way of earning a passive income. But it is a very long term. First, you need a lot of cash, you need a lot of money to put in. And second, you need to learn or work on your knowledge on the market, which company you to put your money to invest in. And you have to learn how to grow your portfolio. And sometimes, and of course, there are risks. It can be up and down. So whether you hold on or sell it all depend on your investment strategy. And you yourself need to decide whether to wait for 10 years or 15 years, then you can earn or live on the interest based on the value at the end. So that is one way. Then how about the second way to earn a passive income? That second way is invest in the real estate. The problem is investment in the real estate. Not everyone can do it. The biggest challenge is, number one, you need to have a lot of capital, money investment in real estate. I'm living here in Singapore, and Singapore is one of the most expensive city in the world in terms of real estate. On average, a property, a private condo here will easily at least 1 million. And 1 million is not the lowest. And not everyone have that kind of money to invest. A majority of us, when you invest in the real estate, you are taking loan and a huge amount of debt. So you are lucky enough to be able to put down the down payment of at least 20% of your property that you want to invest. And the remaining of the 80% of the amount, you need to take up loan from the bank. and your credit ability need to be big enough so that the bank will loan you the money. So, number one, you need to have a very stable job, a very stable income, so that the bank can give you the money and guarantee that you can buy the property. And number two, you need to put down 20% down payment. And 20% of a 1 million property is about 200,000. And not every single one can do that. And that's a huge challenge, right? So not everyone have the kind of cash to invest into a property. And number three, the challenge of this long-term investment in property is, let's say you have the credit ability to borrow that money, you have the 20% cash to put in down payment, and this is not 100% done yet. You need the kind of capital for to maintain. So let's say you own an investment property, definitely you were looking for a rental, right? So a tenant will pay the rent for your house. If you're lucky enough, the rent will be higher than the mortgage that you have to pay to the bank. And you have that kind of some residual income, the cash coming into your account. However, if you are unlucky, the rent is lower than your mortgage. That's when you have to top up. So you need that kind of money to set aside so that you can actually maintain that. In a sense, you haven't earned an income yet, but you are in a huge debt. And number two, if you're looking for a passive income from property, you have to grow your portfolio. I believe you can't just have one property for investment and think you have a passive income, right? You definitely need a few. So, if your portfolio is good enough and one day it pay you, bring in high rent than the expenses, then the passive income happen when your income without working is higher than your expenses. But having a property sitting there doesn't mean you start earning yet. In fact, you have lots of debts at the back of your head. Sometimes you need to top up instead of earning. So it doesn't mean you earn yet. Perhaps after 5 years or 10 years, when the property market grow, you can sell your property and grow your capital from there. So that is the second way of earning a passive income. So if you have to invest in your property, grow your portfolio and making sure that you have the capital to maintain that portfolio. Like example, maintenance, and if like anything happen to your property, you as a landlord, you need to spend money to fix it or top up for your mortgage, and there is a lot of cash that you need to prepare before you start earning. And hopefully one day the total portfolio can produce a rental income that is higher than your expenses, which is higher than the combination of your mortgage, maintenance, utility, and anything else of your living costs. When that happen, then the income, when that happen that the income higher than your expenses, you can say that you start earn a passive income because you don't need to go to work anymore, right? Okay, how about the third way? The third way that you can achieve a passive income is having a business. There's so many people out there having this and taking this route so that they can achieve the passive income. There are many kinds of business that you can look at. You can look into start up a traditional business in whatever expertise that you have. For example, a shop or a cafe or a company. Starting up is a huge decision to make, and traditional startup usually brings in lots of stress and hard work. A normal business is easily take up 3 to 5 years to break even, and you need money to start up. Definitely, I guess you need to pay rental, hire staff, you need to buy the stock, produce, manufacture, or create anything. You need to invest in the sales, marketing, and so many areas that you have to prepare it if you want to be a business owner. And you as a boss, right? You definitely have to look into the HR, accounting, finance, sales, operation, production, and everything will be on your shoulder. So if you want a traditional startup, I really hats off, especially nowadays. It's so difficult with the whole things up and down and the changes at the moment. Business are actually suffering, especially small business. It is a challenge, right, in order to survive in this era, and traditional business is difficult. So many areas we have to look into. There is another way to start a business if you do not have the gut to start a traditional business by your own. You can go and buy a franchise. Franchise is a similar concept, but you already have someone building the system for you. So you just have to buy the whole system and plug yourself in so you can eliminate the learning curve of starting a traditional business. Buying a franchise is not cheap. Can you imagine you buy a McDonald's or KFC or Starbucks? You need hundreds thousand dollars to start. And at the same time, after you put in $100,000 in buying that shop, you still carry the burden of the operating cost, the overhead you got to take on, and a lot of pressure as well. At the same time, you need to commit your time to do the business like a full-time job. Eventually, when you grow it to a certain level, when you're really good at it, after 1 or 2 years, the business can run with the staff, so you can free yourself. So that is another way, and hopefully that your profit will be higher than the expenses. Then you can start to earn a passive income. There is another way of starting your business, especially nowadays in a digital space. You can start a business online, and your customer will be global. Your market will be global because any way that the internet can reach, you can actually run your business. I'm saying this only if a business provide you a kind of business, a kind of system that can help you reach out to the world. So if you start an online business and they're telling you just to work around the people that you know, that is not an online business. So think about it. Online business means that you have to be on internet, which means that you can get to your customer all over the world through the internet platform. As a business owner, we want to grow your market, putting it online, and I can leverage on different social media platforms like Google, YouTube, Facebook, or any platform out there to find my right customer. Then that business will be online. So this is the best time and no other better time to start this online business. If you're looking into starting something, you need to work on it. It doesn't mean you start an online business, money will flow into your account. You can start an online business with a very small startup cost. It's a lot smaller than you buy a franchise, a lot smaller than you open a shop yourself, and definitely a lot smaller than you invest in a property. Start something really small that not affecting your cash flow, that you don't need to go and loan for money from bank and in a huge debt. An online business is a very easy way to own a business. And remember, starting small doesn't mean you earn small. The earning is unlimited because let's you think about this. Your customer will be based global. How many people in this world that you can reach? It's many, right? And your income can be not to say like those franchise business or even better because your running cost is nothing. You don't need to carry the operation cost. You don't have to pay staff. You don't have to pay for the rental. You don't have anything like that. So your running cost is low. So your profit will be higher. And because this is global, you can scale it up to as big as you want. And when you scale up, the level of income will be so high. So you can start small and build it. You need to work hard, working hard at the beginning, so you can work smarter at the end. So you can build to a certain level that the income actually can cover all your living expenses, and then you can get out of what you don't want to do. If you want to start something, look, do your research, find the online business that provide you the system and the skill that can help you leverage and scale to the global. Eventually, when you skill yourself, equip with the skill set, equip yourself with the knowledge and everything, the business will start growing. In my community, I have been inspired by so many people when I start this online business. Everyone can do it. That's the most powerful. And I realized in this business, every day people can have a chance to earn a passive income. That's really powerful. And in the past, I only think that only those are CEO and those are very professional doctor or huge business owner can earn that kind of amount of money. But when I look into this community, people starting this business at a very small investment. After 3 or 4 or 5 years, they earn the certain income that I would never imagine to have. It's so inspiring. If they can do that, I can do that. And you can do that too. If you commit to yourself, work hard and learn. So start a business can be start small. It can be do on your side. You don't need to commit yourself to work 8 hours a day. You can continue to do your full-time job and put a little 2 to 3 hours a day doing this online business. Eventually, you know, after 2 or 3 or even 5 years, you will achieve the passive income. And to me, it's actually very successful. So that's for today, and I hope I can provide you some clarity, and I wish you all the best. If you're interested to know how, please go to my website and register with your name and email. You will access to our free webinar. I just want to share to you because it improved my life and increased my self-esteem. If you want to know more, follow my business page and leave me a comment here. I will guide you step by step, and I hope you have a wonderful day and talk to you soon. Okay, bye bye, and see you again in my next Go Live. Bye.